better hair than me, Mr. Jeremiah.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. So it's hard for me to watch that video. It's kind of corny, just looking at myself the whole time. It's kind of annoying. I'm sure you guys are annoyed as well. I would be. Man, what an incredible event, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Well, good to see you. I'm so grateful you guys are here, and truly from the bottom of my heart, I want you guys to know something. I'm going to try and keep it together on this. Seeing this come together, AlphaCon, what it really, is turning into, is what I've dreamed of. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you here, to have this come together, to be connected to incredible men and women who are going to be speaking to you today. I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I'm immensely grateful. You invested your time, money, energy, everything to be here. I know what that's like. When I started, one of the darkest times of my life, my entrepreneur journey, what's up, brother? Everyone just give a shout out to Braven Grant here, one of the strongest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. He happens to be walking up with all his muscles. Jeez almighty, man. When I started my journey, it was one of the darkest times of my life. I only had $300 in my bank account. And there was an event coming up that I wanted to go to. I wanted to learn from a guy. And it was one of the scariest things I ever did because I had bills coming up. I didn't have commission checks coming in. I had no money coming in. And spending that $300 to me was everything. Especially because my wife, my beautiful wife. Everyone please give it up for my wife. Everything she's put up with. This would not be here without her and everything she's done. She's such a badass. I love you, baby. And everything she's put up with me over the years, because I know spending that $300, she looked at us like, what the fuck? Like, what the shit? But that investment was more than $300. It was me giving everything I had at the moment. And that was enough. My life has never been the same since. So I recognize you all here. I know what it took for you to be here. I know the investment is. So first and foremost, thank you guys so much. Thank you to Eric Wagner and everybody. You guys, we're just getting started, okay? And I was kind of looking at the numbers. In the combination of everyone who's going to be speaking here today, it's over $2 billion in production. With a B. With a B, that's two of them. These entrepreneurs who are going to be speaking to you today, I literally talked to every single one of them, and I literally said, whatever you can teach these people that will change their business and change their lives, do it. I didn't assign them shit. I didn't say, hey, can you make sure you talk about exiting right here? And then, later on we'll talk about you playing football in Canada, which is kind of communism right now, so we're not going to talk about that. No, they're telling you this because if all the things they wanted to teach you that was going to make you successful, that helped them be successful, this is it. And that is the same thing for right now. I want you guys to know something. I dream of this event changing your lives. There's nothing being sold to you here. You've been to events before. How many of you have been to an event like this before? Raise your hand. Guess what? A lot of the times they're selling you stuff. And guess what? At my future events, I probably will sell stuff. It's a great business. But not this one. Not this one. And I've been told I'm an idiot for doing that. I probably am. But I don't want anyone here to feel like they're being sold something. I wanted to put this on to provide as much fucking value as I possibly can for every single one of you. Thank you, thank you. And I would not do that. I'm just gonna give you guys a little idea. This is, if any of you put on events, it's very expensive. Very expensive. I mean, look at all this shit. I don't even know what this shit is. Have you seen the wires back there? It's fucking crazy, right? And our AV team's the best. We're looking at like multiple six figures just to put this on. I would not do that because I could have bought a really cool watch instead for 200 grand or another Lamborghini or whatever. I would not do that if I didn't believe everything inside me that what we have for you here today will change your fucking lives. And at the very least, change your business. And that's the most important thing because your business will not only change your life, it will change other lives. It will change everyone who you can impact, and that is what I want to talk to you guys about. But again, first and foremost, welcome. Let me make sure I'm clicking the buttons right. Come on, this is my favorite slide right here. Buttons. Will you guys just click over to the next one here for me? Ha ha! No. Damn it, that was really like a buzzkill right there. Okay, there we go. Welcome to BetaCon, everybody. BetaCon 2022. Man, was that some shit we dealt with. Woo, man. And what I want you guys, okay, this word, I was shocked. And I mean this, maybe I'm an idiot marketer, you know? Probably, yeah. Learned a lot of shit from this, you know, and everything. But I was shocked at how many people were offended by that word. I'm not talking about a couple people. I'm talking about tens of thousands of tweets, retweets, whatever you call them, fucking Reddits, you know, TikTokers, you know, they're threatening to come here. They want to pull the security alarms to get us all out of here, wherever. I'm like, it's a business conference. It says on the fucking funnel, it's a business conference. But there's so many people who are offended by that word. And what this showed me, I knew this was something, I believe in my core this is something we need to talk about. But what it really showed me is that this is a pandemic. Fuck that other shit pandemic. This is the real pandemic right here. This is one of the reasons why we experience so much shit in this world today. If we're offended by that word, if we don't look at that word with honor, respect, and want to be that word, because to me this word is a defender, a protector, a leader. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? No, we want to create some other idea of it because it offends us, because it shines a light on our own weaknesses, and we don't like that. Fuck that shit. When I named this company Alpha, Influence, you see Alpha Financial, agency and all these businesses, there's a reason why I put that word there. I knew some people wouldn't like it, but I wanted those people who didn't like it to go away, because I only want to work with the people who see that and it calls to them. It screams somewhere deep in their soul saying, that's right. That's fucking what I am. And I want everyone to understand what everyone wants to make this out to be is like toxic male, toxic masculinity, like big tatted up motherfuckers walking around, right? Which I am, I'm just saying, Do you have any idea how many alpha women I have met in my life? Some badass motherfuckers. A lot of them are here right now, as a matter of fact. Some incredible mothers, entrepreneurs, leaders. They lead literally thousands of their communities. That's a fucking alpha. I don't give a shit, man or woman. That's what that means. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about is the most important lesson I could ever give you. This is the most important thing I could ever teach anyone. This, to me, is the message of my life, because it changed my life, and it will change yours if you just believe it. Be great or be nothing. Now, I will be the first to admit right here, right now, yes, that is some Ricky Bobby shit right there. If you ain't first, you're last. Cool. Hey, to be fair, it made him one of the best racers we've ever seen. I love Will Ferrell. Sometimes. He's annoying. Be great or be nothing. That also offended a lot of people. And I was shocked that would be such an offense. Let me tell you a little something about this story. I don't know how many of you know me for a long time, because there's some people who have known me for a really long time. If you call me Jeremy, then I know you know me for a really long time, because no one calls me that anymore. Raise your hand if you've known me for a long time. Okay, yeah, no more of that. I'm from here in Utah, okay? You see up there the bowl, right? That's a nickname that I was given. However, I did not give myself that nickname. My nickname growing up was the Fat Bowl. I was chunky. It's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Love mom's cooking, right? It's the Fat Bowl. And on a daily basis, I felt scared of what people would do to me. What I went through with the bowling, with being the Fat Bowl. I want to just give you guys an idea. On a regular basis, I would get the shit kicked out of me, or I'd get pinned down by maybe 5 kids on the playground. I was about, this happened for years, but I was about 11 when all this went down. Pinned down, pouring chocolate milk down my throat, stuffing tater tots. I still like tater tots, by the way. Down my throat, saying the Fat Bowl needs his milk. most humiliating thing ever. And there was one day in particular where everything changed, where this became something important. The same thing happened. I was out at the playground. By the way, I want you guys to understand something. Every day I woke up, you know those butterflies you get when you're about to get in a fight? Every day I woke up, I did not want to wake up because it was scary. I didn't know what they were going to do to me that day. I felt helpless. I felt alone. And in this day in particular, it happened again. Fat bull needs his milk, like a whole shit. And I'll never forget, I roll over on my hands and knees at the playground. And I look out there, and I see all these kids watching. I see them watching. So I'm on my hands and knees, chocolate milk in my hair, tater tots on my cheeks and whatnot, bloody nose. And I just sat there and I asked this question: why won't any of you help me? Why won't any of you help me? I felt alone. I felt humiliated. I didn't want to live. Like, what the fuck is even the point? Why won't any of you help me? By the way, I knew they felt bad. I saw it on their face. I knew they felt bad. They didn't do anything. So I walked home that day to my parents. My mom sees me, and she's frantic because this has been going on for years, getting bullied like this. She sees me, she's freaking out, we got to do something. We'd already talked to the teachers multiple times, already talked to the principal multiple times, already talked to parents and all that multiple times. That just made it worse because now you're the tattletale and the fat bull, just so you know. Now you're snitching, right? So when I went home, my mom sees that she didn't know what to do. She's freaking out, as any mother would. Takes me over to my dad. And I want you to understand something. My dad looked at me, and I saw something snap in his eyes. Like complete rage when he looked at me. And he looked at his son. As I figured, and I knew he wasn't enraged at me. He was mad about what was happening. And he felt, what can I do? Just that snap, I saw it in his eyes. He immediately grabs me, pulls me away from my mom into a separate room, and he looked me in the eyes. He said, "No one's coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. But that's okay, because you're all you need. You're going to have to be the hero of your own story. Son, you're going to have to be Superman in this story. Now, get out of my house, go find one of those kids, and you beat the shit out of him. And you can't come home until it's done." He kicks me out of the house. Give it up. Yes, please. He kicks me out of the house, still with chocolate milk in my hair, still with everything. I'm sitting on the front porch, and to me, I knew he meant it. To me, I felt actually pissed off at him, by the way. I was like, what the hell? I just went through this. Now you're putting me back out there? Where's all the love? Right? I was pissed. But he put me out. But in my mind, in that moment, I was given no choice. I had no choice. Now, technically, wouldn't my dad probably have let me back in the house if I really begged? He might have, probably. He's a softie sometimes, right? But to me, I didn't even think of that option. To me, I had no other option. And I was scared. I was so afraid. And I was still faced with the fact that I have no choice. I can't go home until I do this. And I know he would know if I did it or not, if I lied. So I did. I walked over. I chose one of the homes of the kids. I walked over to his house, puking on my way. I mean, puke. I was so scared. And I knock on his door, and he comes to the door, and in this moment of fucking fear and rage and everything that had been pent up inside me for years, and also the fear that there's no other choice, I can't go home, I grab this motherfucker and I start beating the shit out of him right there on his front porch. Tried to run back inside, grabbed him again and kept beating the shit out of him with all the fucking rage that I had. I was 11, so it wasn't that bad. But I ran away. I was in trouble because I was like, I'm going to jail. So I started running. I'm running home. And I want you to understand something. This is the first moment in my life where I felt proud of myself. I was running home. I was skipping home. I was so excited to tell my dad. And honestly, I was just saying, you did it. You did it. I've never felt such joy in my life to realize that I had faced up to it and I fought back. I was so proud. I was so happy. I couldn't wait to show my dad my bruised hands, because anyone who's been in a fist fight knows it ain't pretty afterward. Your hands are fucking swollen after that, okay? I go home and I'm like, Dad, I did it. He said, son, I'm proud of you. Took me out to get a Wendy's Frosty. Still love those. The fat bull needs his Frosty now, right? Took me out to get a Wendy's Frosty, and he repeated this to me. He said, son, no one will ever be coming to save you. You've seen that now. You cannot rely on anyone else. No teachers, no principal, no parents. No one else is coming to save you. You have to be the hero. Oh man, I knew that picture would get me. You have to be the hero of your own story. That's my hero right there. That's my dad. And I love Superman, so he's my Superman. And he taught me that. And he said those words. He said, son, you will have to be great or you will be nothing. Because in your moment where you needed help, they didn't come and help you. So you can't be that person either. If you are, you're a hypocrite for the rest of your life. When you begged for their help and they didn't come to help you, if you don't become strong enough to not only defend yourself, but then to turn around and defend others, you're a hypocrite. You have to be great or you will be nothing. The truth is, me getting bullied, is actually not that big a deal. Can we just be honest? I was getting true moo down my, poured on me. I kind of like chocolate milk, so it's not that big a deal. I'm fine. I turned out, it's all good, right? But you know what is a big deal? That there is actually a lot of evil in this world. Evil is real. How many of you know somebody who's struggling with some serious demons right now? Raise your hand. That's the whole fucking room. Every single one of us knows somebody who's going through some form of hell. I want you to look at this right now. If you're passionate about something of helping other people, maybe it's helping starving people. Maybe it's you love dogs, because I love dogs. If you haven't seen my dogs, I love them to death. And the fact that someone could take advantage and beat a dog, the most loving and loyal creature on the planet, just pisses me off. How many of you know someone who's committed suicide or has a family or friend who's committed suicide? How many of you know someone who's gone through abuse? Not just bullying, abuse. Child abuse, domestic abuse. It's fucking real. You're all raising your hands because you've seen it in some form or fashion. Evil is real. And the only thing necessary for evil to triumph in this world is for good men and women to do nothing. As a matter of fact, two of the smartest men who ever walked this planet. The only thing necessary for evil to triumph in this world, for good men and women to do nothing. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. That is what this world is about. We are so fixated on avoiding pain, on avoiding our fears, on avoiding what happens in our life. And as an entrepreneur, I want you to think on this for a sec. How much are you avoiding because of the potential pain and sacrifice you would have to go through? What are you shying away from? What are you staying away from because you're afraid? The truth is, we're all afraid. There's fear everywhere because evil is real. And the only thing necessary for evil to triumph in this world, again, is for every single one of us to sit here and do nothing. It will never go away. This world will never be a utopia of peace, joy, and harmony. I believe in God. I believe that God put us on this earth for us to grow, for trials. And I believe because of that, there will be evil. This is a mean and nasty place that we live in. And the only reason this shit keeps happening is because we let it. My definition of an entrepreneur is someone who sees a problem in this world and takes it personal. They get pissed off enough to do something about it. That's my definition of entrepreneur. How many of you have ever been around something where you're like, man, I really wish someone would invent that. That would make things really nice, right? Or man, someone should really do something about that. By the way, we've all thought it. Everyone thinks that stuff. But for some reason, the entrepreneur comes along and he looks at that problem and he takes it personal. Says, this sucks. I'm going to do something about it. So you're here in this event because you want to explode your business in 2022. You want to make a difference in this world, and I hope that's why you're here. And if you wake up with every single day realizing that it's on you, it's your shoulders that it's supposed to be laid upon, nobody else's. And if you take it personal enough, you let it piss you off enough, you will do something about it. To not to stand is to stand. To not speak is to speak. Silence in the face of evil is evil itself. When you do nothing, you are nothing. Those fucking kids who did nothing, they stood there and watched. And by the way, I know they felt bad. Probably sent out some nice tweets or maybe sending prayers and hopes your way, right? But in my mind, you were nothing to me. I don't want to hear your thoughts and prayers. Help me! I'm literally getting the shit kicked out of me and chocolate milk being poured down my throat, and you sat there and watched. So what are you pissed off about? What pisses you off in this world? And what are you doing about it? You know what I want to do about it? There's a lot of shit in this world. I believe that only entrepreneurs are the ones who can make the difference. I believe you were meant to be put on this world to make the change. I believe that whether you're in health, wealth, maybe you're in relationships, whatever your industry is, you're supposed to be great at it. But for me, since we're here and we're talking entrepreneurs, let's talk business. It's the people with the money who can make the biggest difference. If you want to solve world hunger, make a lot of money. If you want to help, save people from child sex trafficking, who we work with Operation Underground Railroad and Tim Ballard to do so, then they need money to do it. So it's our responsibility as entrepreneurs not only to build a business that can make a difference in people's lives, that can provide jobs, that can provide stability in people's lives, but also then to make so much fucking money that you turn around and make the biggest fucking impact you can possibly do. To go to war against the shit you believe in. To go to war against the things you don't like to see happening. It's okay. Go to war with it. Take it personal. Get pissed off a little. Because it's us sitting here not taking it personal that's the issue. By the way, I want to give a shout out to somebody here who I love dearly, who does a great job with this. Nafe right here sends thousands of dollars over to his homeland in Tonga and helps people all around the world. Everyone give it up for Nafe. I've seen him do so much good to help so many people. It's unbelievable. That's the spirit of an entrepreneur. To go to war in whatever way you can and then turn around and help other people. I've heard this, I've heard people say money doesn't bring happiness. Bullshit. Bullshit. And that's coming from the bull. It's shit. That was a good one, right? Anyone who says that has never had enough money to then give away. The happiest moments of my life are when some of these men and women who are going to be speaking today, when we go put together $1,000 each just to give a tip to one of the waiters or waitresses where we go eat, and they walk away with a $15,000 tip surprise in one night, and to see the smile on their face and to read the messages after of how that changed their lives, that's the happiest I've ever fucking been. Donating this money to Operation Underground Railroad and other charities is the happiest I've ever been. Those are my favorite checks to write. Spending $200,000 plus on this event, and I don't want you to buy a single fucking thing. I just hope you take a message from this and every single one of you turns around and makes the decision to be great, so you can make that impact in other people's lives, so you can build that business, so you can take it personal and make a dent and go to war with the shit we experience in this world. And if that's how you feel about that, I want you to raise your hand and say yes. If that's how you feel, I want you to raise your hand and say yes. The biggest difference between a villain and a hero is, I want you guys to understand something. The villain and the hero are actually the exact same person. I don't know if you realize that. Villain and hero have the exact same backstory in every single story. You look at a villain, there's a scar on his face or her face, there's a limp in the way they walk, there's some tragedy that happened in their life, and they say, the world hurt me, so I'm going to hurt it back. The hero, also normally orphaned, normally went through some shit, bullied, whatever it was. But the hero says, the world hurt me, so I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that doesn't happen to anyone else. That's the difference. It's the only difference between being a villain and a hero is the decision you make after the bullshit comes, after the pain. So as an entrepreneur, you being here, I want you to realize something. You're going to experience a lot of pain. You're going to experience a lot of fear. You're going to experience a lot of anxiety. I'm going to be real with you guys. I've been waking up with a lot of fucking anxiety almost every day of my life since starting as an entrepreneur, and this event has not helped, okay? This is some stressful shit. But the only thing that will keep you going past every single fucking wall that you will encounter along your journey is this decision. It's okay if you've been through pain. How many of you have ever felt hopeless in your life? Raise your hand. How many of you ever felt alone? Raise your hand. How many of you have ever felt taken advantage of? Raise your hand. I have news for you. That will never, ever stop. I don't care if you choose to cower away and just do nothing about it and just try to get by, just be normal and fit in, you'll still experience it. I don't care if you go the other way and you choose to be this villain and you try to hurt other people, you're still going to experience it. I don't care if you decide to be a hero because you're still going to experience it. You will always experience a large amount of pain, fear, anxiety, hopelessness, being alone, being taken advantage of. It never stops. As a matter of fact, the deeper you dive in, a lot of times the worse it gets. But that's the point. That's the point of being on this planet. That's the point of being on this little spinny rock that we're on that goes around a big ball of fucking gas. That's the duty that's placed on your shoulders, is to do something about it. There's plenty of evil in this world. I'm not trying to get up here and be all sermonial to you guys, but it's the truth. The greatest entrepreneurs I've ever met have a purpose behind everything they do. When they make that decision to invest or to stretch themselves, they always think back to the pain they experienced. They always think back to the people they could have helped along the way. And I don't care who you are, your decision to not be great will not only fail yourself, but you will fail every person you could have helped along the way. And you will be held responsible for that for one day, whether you believe in God or not. You will have to face the consequences of that decision. And I, for one, have experienced that kind of pain. When I think that there are kids out there, literally being sold in sex slavery, sold, and they're in someone's fucking basement, that they go down every day and rape them, molest them. These are kids, children, sometimes babies. And guess what? That's happening on our watch. That's happening right underneath every one of our noses. It's happening because we're letting it happen. The only reason those kids stopped was because they felt a consequence. Anytime they came back at me after that, my name quickly changed from the fat bull to just they called me the bull. Because honestly, whenever they came back at me, I could not help but bring back fire. I could not help but fight them back because I knew it was the only thing that would keep them away. And guess what happened? They stopped. They stopped. You know why? Because evil's a fucking coward. Evil wants to go after the easy kill, the easy person, the one they can take advantage of. The second they realize they can't take advantage of you is the second they'll cower away and find somebody else. And it's your duty to be that person, to be strong, to be a fucking alpha, to be willing to stand up and look dumb and have thousands and tens of thousands of retweets about you saying you're a fucking, like misogynistic, race, whatever it is. It's your duty to do that. You are going to experience a lot of pain as an entrepreneur. And I love what Aaron Wagner was talking about when he was up here, when he said, believe in yourself. What my father instilled in me is something that I will never, ever forget, is a feeling that I am enough to not only defend myself, but I can also help others. That's an addiction now. It's a fucking addiction, and I love it. I love that feeling. When I see someone and their life has changed in some form or fashion, that is the best feeling in the fucking world. In my business, we're going to dive, by the way, guys, we're going to dive deep into so many things about business, strategy, investing. I hope you not only take away some motivation from this, but you take away some serious, tactical, step-by-step advice that will, if you apply, I promise you guys, will explode your business, your wealth, and everything so you can become that person. We're going to dive deep into some of that stuff, but one of the most evil things that I feel is happening in this world is what's happening in this country. I believe in America. I love this country. I am a patriot. I love what that flag stands for. Thank you. Give it up for that. You know what America was founded on? It was founded by a bunch of alphas who said, you will not fucking tread on me. You will not tell me what to do. You are not my ruler. I am. And in America, every man and woman is free, and that is our fight that we have to fight for. I don't care who you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't give a shit. Every man and woman is free to be great or to be nothing. Thank you. Give it up.
All right. This guy. Okay. No, I don't know. Are you done? Okay. Let's get some more.
Man, he just tried to kick me off. Give it up for Ray. I got some time left. Let me finish up. Give it up for Ray, guys, by the way. He's incredible. Flew out all the way from Miami to this cold, dark, dreary place we call Small Lake City. Man, what was I saying? Brave, what was I just saying before that? America. Thank you. Yes, America. Fuck yeah! America! Anyways, getting back to what I was saying. One of the greatest evils I feel like is happening is our country's dying. The economy is in one of the worst scenarios we will ever see. As a matter of fact, I'm of the belief that I believe a lot of other people, I know a lot of wealthy people feel this way because they told me so, right? That's where this belief came from, is they told me so. They showed me the numbers. The middle class is dead. It's not even dying. We used to say middle class is dying. It's not even dying. It's dead. It's just a matter of time before we have to start digging the graves. What do I mean by that? I mean our dollar's dying. I mean what we love in this country, in the economy where the middle class you could live and create a good life for you and your family off a reasonable wage, that's no longer the case. That's no longer what's happening. So what I want to do is I want to start a business that could help people escape that, because there is a way to do that. You know what the number one way there is to do that? Number one way there is for you to escape what's going to happen to get yourself out of that fucking hole, that very quickly sinking hole of the middle class, is to become a business owner. To become a business owner. No longer to be an employee, but be a business owner. In my entire business, I've structured it in a way that everyone who works for me is not working for me. They're a business owner in their own right, and I want to show them how to do that. Because when I can show them how to do that, show them how to create incredible amounts of income, then they can turn around and make that kind of impact on other people's lives. As a matter of fact, there are specific people here that I would ask to stand up. Cole, Dallin, Ellie, Rex, Autumn, all you guys, please stand up. Give these people a hand. These are some who have been with me for a long, back there. Right there. These are some of the most incredible people that I've ever been around, and there are other people here that have done this, taken immense risk and heartache, thank you guys, you can sit down, to do what they've done, and by the way, to help impact so many other lives. There are so many people in this room or across this country that have been impacted because of the risk they have taken. And that's what we believe in Alpha Influence, as you see the name, or here at AlphaCon. That's what we want to talk about, is how you can blow up your business, how you can be extremely wealthy so you can turn around and make an impact in this world. Last two things I want to share with you. I know Aaron just touched on it when we talk about confidence. That is the best advice you will ever get. Ever. I want you to think about something. If you can adapt a mindset of supreme, I call it supreme confidence, because confidence is enough. You have to be supremely confident. If you're that confident, and you believe in yourself more than anything else in this world, then you will always bet on yourself, and you'll never wait for somebody else to do it for you. That's what confidence is. Confidence is saying, I don't care what anyone else can do. I'm the master of my fate. I got this. It's in my fucking hands now. If you wait around for the teachers, the principal, the parents, anybody else to try and come and save you, they won't. But if you have enough confidence to do what it takes to save you, then you're unstoppable. You're fucking unstoppable. I've said this before, I want to say it again. If 7 billion people on this planet believed in you, and you didn't believe in you, it doesn't even fucking matter. But if 7 billion people on this planet don't believe in you, but you believe in you, then somehow the odds are still stacked in your favor. That should show you something, that it doesn't matter what they say, what they can do. There's a supreme amount of power inside of every single one of you. Literally this eternal engine that's beating your heart without you even thinking about it. Your lungs are pumping trillions of liters of air every single day without you even having to think. That same power is what drives you. And once you tap into that power, you realize that power within, and you know who the fuck you are, then I don't care what anyone else says or does, they can't fucking stop you. That's the power of supreme confidence. And the second thing you need to understand is unshakable courage. There is no courage without fear. You cannot be courageous without experiencing fear. So guess what? If you want to be courageous, if you want to have courage, put yourself in a situation where you'll experience fear. Fear is your friend. You need to develop a relationship with fear where you love it. You almost crave it. My wife's talked to me before about how it's almost this weird thing that I have that if I don't feel anxiety or fear, I feel like I'm not doing enough. The second I don't feel that is the second I start stressing out again, like, okay, I gotta do something. Because once you feel that inside, you know you're doing something. You've heard this before. There's no fucking growth in the comfort zone, and there's no comfort in the growth zone. So if you're never gonna stop, if you wanna make the biggest impact you can, get used to that fear. Because it's that fear that shows that you are courageous. Man or woman of courage. And if you have courage and confidence, then you will literally do whatever the fuck you want to do. No one will stop you. I don't care what business you want to do. I don't care if it's in merchandise or, like leggings, because we have someone who does leggings here. Shout out to Gold Elite, right? I don't care if you want to help people who have, escaped prison before, right? Not escaped prison. You gotta, you know what I mean, right? Or you want to help people with business, or you want to help people in their health. If you're courageous enough and you believe in yourself enough, nothing will stop you. Men like Aaron Wagner, Dan Fleischman. There's also someone here who I love more than anything. I've become very good friends with this gentleman right here, Nick Santonastasso. Everyone give it up for Nick. I want you guys to understand something. When you listen to him, I pray every single one of you will perk those fucking ears, excuse me, and get ready to hear from one of the most courageous men I've ever met in my life. One of the most confident men I've ever met in my life. What he's accomplished and who he is has already changed my life just listening to him. And I was like, oh my gosh, this just fucking hit me. And I'm grateful he's here because he will be speaking to us, and I want every one of you to get ready for that, because that's what you can do when you have that kind of courage, when you have that kind of confidence. The message of an alpha is not about being an alpha in the world sense. The message of this AlphaCon is not about toxic masculinity or misogyny or whatever anyone wants to paint it as. The second you stand up to be an alpha, it's like crabs in a bucket. They just want to tear you down and make sure you don't think highly of yourself. How many of you ever felt that? The world doesn't want you to think highly of yourself. Raise your hand. Fuck them. And fuck that bullshit. Get it out of your heads right now. You better think as highly of yourself as anybody else. You better think of yourself more highly than I do. And I believe in every single one of you that you can develop multi-million-dollar businesses. You can make massive impact because I know what's inside of you. It's what's inside of me too. I'm nothing special. I'm nothing special. By the way, I just got to say something about Ray when he said that whole football career. That was bullshit. I sucked. I'm no different than you guys. I could have stayed really fucking fat and lazy. I can see who I would have become had I not been instilled this by my father at a very young age. And I pray that I can instill that in others as well, because I know what it's done for me. No one will ever tell me what to do. I live a life of freedom because I don't care what regulations come out in this country. I don't care what they try to do. You can't fucking tell me what to do. I'm the fucking king. This is my fucking life. As an entrepreneur, as a landowner in this country, that's what it's all fucking about. This country isn't about kings or queens who rule over you. You're the fucking king. You're the fucking queen. Ain't nobody out there who can take that from you unless you give it to them. Unless you roll over and be a coward. Then they'll take it. Because the wolves will always take advantage of the sheep. Love that song. The wolves will always take advantage of the sheep. And if you're a sheep, if you're a coward, if you don't have the courage to stand up for yourself and those around you, then you will always be taken advantage of. That feeling you have inside when you feel hopeless, when you feel alone, when you feel taken advantage of, guess what? It's because you allow it. The only reason why they were bullying me for years is because I let them. It's the truth. I let them. I rolled over. I felt bad for myself. I was a fucking victim in my own mind. To be honest, I was an 11-year-old kid. I was being a bitch. Being a little pussy. And if I would see that little kid now, I would say the same thing. You have no idea how powerful you are. And it's because they only do this because you let them. And it was the moment that I was forced and given no other choice but to face it that I realized there was a power inside of me. And I hope you understand that, because the message of Be Great or Be Nothing is this. There is no other choice. When your father closes the door and you're outside and you have no other choice, you do it. When you give yourself no way out, you do it. When there's no choice but to fight, you will fight. And whether you win or not, doesn't matter. You fought. And you stood up for yourself and others. And that's enough to make that kind of impact. So I hope you take this message today into your businesses, because entrepreneurs are fucking warriors. An entrepreneur is the greatest lesson of a warrior I've ever seen. To wake up every day with that much responsibility on your shoulders, other people counting on you, that much risk, how much money do you have invested, that much debt, whatever the fuck it is. If you put that on yourself, you're a warrior in my eyes, because you put yourself under the yoke of responsibility and said, I can do this. And that's why I love every single one of you here, because you said that, you answered that call, you believe in yourself enough to get here. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't that fire inside you that says, I can fucking do it. And it's the moment you do it is when you'll realize just how powerful you are and just how incredible of a life you can live and the impact you can fucking have. I can reach people that you can't. And you can reach people that I can't. There's not one person that will be able to cover the earth with impact and influence. But there is a very large amount that we can impact here. Every single one of you has a responsibility to your group of people who will do and follow you, and that's your responsibility. You can do it. You have to do it, because right now there's someone out there saying, is there anyone who can help me? Why won't you help me? I know that because I felt it. And it's the idea that someone's waking up with that same pain that I felt that gets me motivated to say, fuck your own pussy ass bitch mindset. Fuck your own way of thinking. Fuck that fear. You have to push through it, because there are people counting on you. There are people counting on you, and you can help them. Thank you all so much. I love you guys.